Now the word holy come from the Greek word helios, which is the sun. And see, they always pick on the Africans about being sun worshipers, saying sun worship is pagan. You see what I'm saying? But we know that the earth is connected to the sun. You see what I'm saying? Because the earth can't survive without the sun. That means nobody on the planet without the sun. You can't survive. You can't eat. How can you eat without the sun when we know the sun is the plants is feeding off the sun rays? You see what I'm saying? So when the ancient Africans talk about the sun is God, they understand that the solar system is a solar system. First of all, solar means sun. You see what I'm saying? And then when you go into, Greek mythology, you got Apollo. And then you got the god Helios. You see what I'm saying? But then you got Atum, which they get the word atom from. Atom. But you got Atum, which is the sun. Then you got Horus, which is the sun. You see what I'm saying? Then you go into the biblical story. You got Jesus, which is the S-U-N of God, not the S-O-N, the S-U-N of God. And you know that. So when you look at the iconography of the Jesus or God, which is Zeus, you see the sun. Because man understands without their sun, can't nobody survive. Not no, physical beings, not even Jesus. Without and look, when you look at Jesus, he always got the sun. Why? Because he is the sun. God walking on water. When you see the sun shining over water, it's easy. You see what I'm saying? So how can't the sun be the supreme deity when we know life can't exist without the warmth of the sun? That's facts. Food we can't eat. Vitamin D. Now when you go to fail melanin, you go to the melanin realm. You see what I'm saying? We know that the vitamin D that go into the breast milk, that's why they tell the women that's pregnant to get out exercise. Yes, yes, it massage the muscles, and get those muscles going. But it's more for you to get sun so you can get vitamin D. Because a lot of women be depressed during the time of their pregnancy. And by getting their vitamin D, keep their spirits up so they won't get depressed. Not only that, it helps create healthy breast milk. That's facts. That's facts. That's why when you go buy breast, any kind of milk, it always have a symbol of the sun on it. Because vitamin D, even in the milk, even in cows, is created by the sun. That's facts. So without the sun, life can't sustain itself on the earth. That's why the ancient Africans created the sun god Amen Ra, because they understood these sacred principles. Because it's not necessarily a god, it's more of a principle. Because they understood without this, humanity can't survive. So that's why that in ancient Nile Valley civilization, it says we are the children of the sun. There's no other deity more powerful. There's nothing else more powerful on this earth than the sun. Solar, solar power. You see what I'm saying? The everything, all the galaxies in this galaxy, everything rotates around the sun because of that magnetic pull that it has because it's so hot. You see what I'm saying? So we know, and if you go into any iconography, not just Christianity, you can go into Islam, it's the same thing. It's the same exact thing. You could go into Judaism, same thing, even though they don't use the iconography. They don't use pictures in those religions, but when you do see certain pictures, they always use the sun. And then you look into the church, you will see the circular windows. You go into the mosque, you see the circular windows. You see what I'm saying? On the door of the mosque, you will see the circular windows. On the front of the Quran, you will see surahs, surahs, surahs. You see what I'm saying? The sun. But the image that they show of these deities, Muhammad, like when Muhammad take his mask off, because they wear their veil on their face in Islam. So, but when Muhammad take his mask off, his face is the actual sun. So these are solar stories told in a astrological anthropomorphic way. But you think it's actual people when it's just anthropomorphism. You see what I'm saying? So the Osiris mystery, when he became a Sahu, his soul went into the heavens, which the ancient Egyptians again called the Mentor, which are the 3 stars in Orion's belt. Now, if you look at the Dogon, that's they heaven also, which proves ancient Egypt and the Nile Valley is connected to West Africa heavily. It's the same culture. And that's why when you look at any other tribes in West Africa, they tell you that they come from the beginnings of the Nile. You see what I'm saying? I'm talking about all 42 of the major tribes, Zulus in South Africa, all that. You see what I'm saying? They all come from the Nile Valley. But anyway, the pyramid, House of Fire. So when you see that pyramid in sunset and it's setting, it's going down, you will see the House of Fire where the sun is going over the top of the pyramid. You see what I'm saying? So we know that the sun is creating all life on this planet. Can't no life on this planet exist without the sun. There's nothing more powerful than the sun. That's why behind all religions, the halo, the sun, same word, Helios, which is a Greek word for the sun. The ancient Egyptian word is Ra or Heru, which is the sun. Ra Harate. When you mix Amun Ra and Heru together, you get Ra Harate, which is an anthropomorphic image of the sun. So the sun is the God. Can't no man have the power of the sun. Can't no man survive without the sun. No man, no woman, no animals, no plants, no trees. The earth will freeze over 10 times because the temperature in the atmosphere, in space, is 10 times colder than what we feel on Earth. So the sun gives Mayat to the galaxy. You see what I'm saying? Because when you go to those planets, they be frozen solid. You see what I'm saying? So without the sun, the earth would freeze solid. Therefore, no life can exist. That's why it's so hard to find life outside of earth, because it does not have Noon, which is water. We just did the creation story earlier. You see what I'm saying? Atum, which is the sun. You have to have all of those elements to create life. That's facts. That's science. That's the ancient Egyptian creation story. Now, science done copied the ancient Egyptian, ancient African creation story. How did they know? So they created science. You see what I'm saying? That's proof. There's proof that African people had the elements first. Drop out.